Can you do a station call for?
Oh, shit. There's a thing like from every interview that we've ever done. We've never done one, and we're trying to go like round world as well without doing one.
Was there one moment where you decided, hey, this is what I want to do, you know, make music?
Yeah, I always like enjoyed making music and that, even before we were in a band. Like, and, you know, to be able to do it and like make a living's like fantastic. But yeah, as far as like being big stars or anything like that, I don't know. We hadn't realised that yet. I don't think we hadn't kind of thought this is what we want to do in terms of being, you know, like famous or anything like that. But yeah, as long as we can make music, I think we're happy. Like, yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, same really. I don't really want to be.
No, but I mean, was it like a day or, you know, some event or a show you went to?
I enjoy playing in band and that, but you just count yourself lucky, I think, to be able to do it. And I don't know, yeah, I do. I look at myself as a lucky person, really. Apart from we write some really good songs, but...
Exactly, I would say there's more to it than luck.
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah.
I mean, there must be a moment where you find out, hey, I can actually be good at this.
Yeah, we are good, but no, I don't know. Just
You have to kind of keep going. I think once you stop and realise, if you, I think I was done like something about Bob Dylan the other week, and he said, like, you've always got to kind of keep on going somewhere else rather than like realising, oh yeah, this is what we're good at, this is what we do, we'll do this. Like, I think you always got to kind of keep stepping on, otherwise you just get stuck and then people, you know, that's it, it's over. So yeah, I think we have to kind of, that's a good kind of way to look at it. You never like arrived, you're always like just going on to somewhere else.
Did you see that Bob Dylan documentary on the BBC?
Yeah, that's what he said it on. Yeah, that's the thing he said it on. Because I never really even knew that. I never, you know, no, I'm not a big Bob Dylan fan or anything. I've never known that much about him. I mean, just getting into it now, like after watching that. But that were interesting, I thought. But yeah.
I thought that was quite shocking, actually, how he got dealt with by the press. Those scenes. Do you remember?
Yeah,
how
when
they
he's telling him to suck his glasses and stuff like that. It's weird, but.
Does it still get that bad for you, or?
It's not got that bad yet, but I mean, like some stuff, you just think, oh God, no. What's he did when I watched that? Like, kind of made me think a bit. Like, well, it's kind of a bit. It's like what's happening to us, but on a bigger scale. Like.
So, what's your worst experience up to now?
With the press? Yeah. I don't know. We hadn't really. We kind of got away with it quite well because of people. We kind of outlined things that we didn't want to do, like to start with, and we're quite awkward and stuff like that. So we've got away with it up to now. But I'm sure, I don't know. We're going to Japan in a few weeks. I've heard they're pretty daft with some stuff like press. So I don't know. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
They'll probably won't understand your answers, or yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. But no, nobody's asked me to suck my glasses or anything yet.
Also, there were some really crazy stories about where you got your name from, but I usually hate those questions, but I like crazy stories, so tell me about that.
It was just named after the drummer. The drummer's dad, he had a band, and they were called the same name, sort of thing, and then we could never think of it. We got to a point where we were doing a gig and we didn't have a name, like we needed to name the band. So we thought, oh, for this gig we'll name it after Matt's dad's band, and then we just kind of kept it after that. And then once people started saying, because we have a bit of it, it's not a really a great name, it's like a you know what I mean. So when people started saying, you know, you got a shit name sort of thing, you should think about changing it, then we had to keep it, because we like, you know, like I was saying about being awkward and that, and stubborn, so we were like, well, now you want us to change it, we're going to keep it, for sure. Like, so, yeah. And that kind of attitude continued in everything else that we've ever done.
Well, I guess, I mean, up to now, your attitude has sort of helped you along, so...
Yeah, I suppose so, yeah. But exactly.
Why change it?
Yeah.
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I'd like to ask you one more thing about your lyrics, because I read somewhere that in the beginning you were really embarrassed to say that you were the one writing the lyrics. Why?
Well, yeah, it was. I don't know. I suppose it just. I don't know. Because when you like, you have to. When you like, we were only like 16, 17 when we first started playing together, and it's like, I don't know. You're like an impressionable sort of age, but we still are really, and you don't want to just be yourself 100%. You can't. You should do, but you're like always like hide behind something, and so like I'd come out and like sing with a bit of an accent and stuff like that, and you know, writing words just seemed a bit, I don't know, a bit flowery or something. We were just embarrassed to do it. It was like, oh, just put whatever. But then as time went on, you know, that's never going to work. So ultimately, you just think, fuck it, and you know, concentrate on it and just say, yeah, this is the song, and we turned out to be all right at it. Like, yeah.
Are you ever embarrassed by anything you've written?
I like the early songs and like the way I sang them and stuff like that. But without doing that, you couldn't have done the good stuff. So I think, you know, there's all the songs like that we do now. Like, anyone could question any bit of it, and I'd be able to defend it, if you know what I mean. So I think that's a position that I always want to keep.
Can you give me any examples of stuff you wouldn't want to be hearing back now?
Not so you can go and find it, you mean? No, no. No, not at all. I mean, there's even like the very first demo, it's like, it's quite funny to listen to it. It's just like, you know, not as good as where we've gone on to, if you know what I mean. But it was a necessary stepping stone. Yeah.
But how long have you been together now? I mean, I would say in Britain, people by now know who you are, but you know, in Holland, it's still a bit different.
Yeah, no, we've since 2002. The summer of 2002 is when we started playing together. Yeah.
And you would say there's been a development since then, or in what?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Well, we could hardly even. The drummer only started learning to play drums then, so we just played whatever we could then. It were like, you know, no specific style or anything. We were all learning, so it was just like, if we could get from start of a song to the end of a song, it was like an achievement. So it's like, yeah, you know, so the style probably didn't start until like 18 months after we first started playing together or whatever. Yeah.
Was that, I don't know, was there sort of a natural progression into that, or was it something you really had to look for hard to find your own way?
No, we never really thought about it. We just used to go practice every week, you know, mess about with songs and stuff, and then eventually it all kind of fitted together into, you know, we had enough to play a show, and then we did a gig, and then it just kind of went on from there, and like we'd drop things out, and over time we made it like a, you know, we could play like an half an hour set that we were completely happy with, like the whole, and by then we'd started to like sort of find a sound, and I think we didn't really properly find a sound probably until after we started making like these recordings that we used to hand out that we were just telling you about. You know, halfway through that point we probably got settled into where we were going. But I mean, even since then it's kind of moved on. It's always moving on, like we were just saying about, you can't be at somewhere, you've got to keep going for something else. But yeah, I think because our sound isn't really like that fashionable, I suppose, at the moment. It's just, there's bits of it sound like, you know, different things. It's quite like on its own, I think. Yeah.
Well, apparently it is fashionable, otherwise you wouldn't have been number one.
But it's not like the in sound at the moment in like UK anyway is almost like a kind of bit of a Joy Division sort of, that sort of thing's a bit like clever at the moment, whereas ours is kind of, I don't know, it's kind of, I like the idea that it just exists on its own, if you know what I mean, like, and so the times can change all they want, but like our own thing will still exist over here, like, yeah, that's what we aim for anyway.
Can you remember your very first gig?
Yeah, with Grapes. Played a small pub called Grapes in Sheffield, and there were about 20 people there. All his mates, all his friends, no one. Yeah, we're good. Good gig. We did a few covers, didn't we, on that?
Yeah. Of what?
Strokes. I remember playing. Did we play it? Yeah, we did Someday, I think.
We did Undertones.
Yeah.
Teenage Kicks.
That's easy.
Yeah, that's exactly why, because we couldn't really play much, so it was just like...
White, I believe we did a White Stripes song as well.
Yeah. Because it was like... And we had like 4 of our own songs, and I think we did 3 covers or 4 covers.
Beatles, I'm Only Sleeping.
I'm Only Sleeping by Beatles. Because then we could do like one of our songs, and then if that didn't go down well, we could play the cover to kind of get everyone to like... You know what I mean? We'd just be like... We were only like kind of 16, 17 then, and it's just like... Just to get up in front of a room full of people and like play for 20 minutes for that. And then none of us had never done anything like that before, and so, you know, we just practiced and practiced and practiced until we could just play for 25 minutes.
Were you nervous?
Absolutely, yeah.
And now do you still get nervous?
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, it's...
Last time you got nervous?
I got nervous just before the last Sheffield gig on the tour. I think I got pretty nervous, yeah, just because I don't know. You could hear them chanting and that, and it went last night, and we just wanted to be, had to be good, sort of thing. But
Yeah, I can imagine that though. I mean, that's your hometown again.
Yeah.
It's different, right?
Yeah.
Hey, one thing I also was wondering about. What do you guys think of dance music?
I don't know. I mean, it always seemed when I was at school, dance music always were like really intriguing because when you're at school and you can't get into nightclubs and stuff, and like that's where all the dance culture is. That always seems like it's like the grass is greener on the other side, sort of thing. That always seemed really cool when I was like 15. But then by the time I was old enough to go in clubs, didn't really have an interest in it anymore. It was like, I don't know. I mean, I imagine there's a lot of like underground stuff there that, like underground dance music now that'll be alright, but it's just to find it, there's a lot of shit to sift through, sort of thing. And I mean, you know, like commercial dance and that sort of stuff that like gets in charts. We're not really big on that sort of thing. But yeah, it always seemed intriguing when you were 15. But like Ministry of Sound and stuff always seemed right. Cream. Like, oh yeah, cool. Gate Crasher.
Sheffield, like, pretty big for dance music though.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering.
Yeah, Gate Crasher. We were always too young though.
Yeah.
So maybe if we'd have been a bit older, we'd have been.
And it's like once we'd grown up, it just didn't seem intriguing anymore. Like, whatever.
Well, I guess now you can go anywhere, right?
Yeah, we could go now, but yeah. I don't think it's as like kind of what it were. Kind of like the dance music, and then like the bands thing really started kicking off. So maybe the dance music will come back in a few years or something.